Running a Fever, episode 433, Screentime and Your Health, part 2, Screens versus Sleep. Welcome to Running a Fever. This is a show about fitness, diet, and medicine. I'm Michael Davis, and this is my show, and my goal is to live a long, healthy, happy, active life right up to the very end. Living long and loving life. This series, Screentime and Your Health, highlights the health risks of overusing electronic devices. I think before this I was really unaware of the dangers involved, but I'm starting to get the picture. Last episode, we talked about how excessive screen time can impact our ability to have an active life by making us more sedentary and decreasing our motivation to be physically active. This is part 2 of the series, and the subject is screens versus sleep. We talk about sleep a lot on this show, about how important it is to our mental and physical health to have a sufficient quantity and quality of sleep. Before we get into the bad stuff, I'd like to go into the benefits and importance of sleep a little more. I also recommend you check out episode 179 of the show, which of course you can get at runningafever.com/179, 5 reasons you need more sleep. First, the cognitive and mental health benefits. Sleep boosts mood and emotional regulation. It helps stabilize your mood and regulate emotions, making you less irritable and better able to cope with stress. It also enhances memory and learning. While you sleep, your brain consolidates and organizes memories from the day. Different sleep stages play specific roles in strengthening both declarative memory, facts, and procedural memory, skills, improving recall and learning. Sleep supports cognitive function and creativity. Sleep is vital for brain plasticity and enhances your ability to focus, solve problems, and think creatively. A well-rested brain can process information more efficiently and make better decisions. It also lowers the risk of mental health issues. Sleep disturbances are both a symptom and a risk factor for mental health disorders, like depression and anxiety. Prioritizing sleep can help reduce this risk and aid in managing existing conditions. Finally, sleep clears brain toxins. During deep sleep, the brain's glymphatic system clears out waste products and potentially harmful proteins like beta amyloid, which is associated with Alzheimer's disease. There are also benefits to physical health. Studies show that adequate sleep increases your ability to fight off infections and can even make more, strengthening your immune system. During sleep, your body does this by releasing protective cytokines, which help fight infections and inflammation. It supports heart health because your blood pressure and heart rate naturally decrease, giving your cardiovascular system a break. Chronic sleep deficiency is linked to an increased risk of high blood pressure, heart attack, and stroke. Sleep also aids in weight management. It helps regulate the hunger hormones ghrelin and leptin. Lack of sleep can increase appetite and cravings for high-calorie foods, while sufficient sleep can help moderate your intake. It also promotes tissue repair and muscle growth. Deep sleep triggers the body to release growth hormone, which is critical for building muscle, repairing cells and tissues, and helping the body recover from stress of the day. And sleep can reduce the risk of chronic disease. Getting enough quality sleep is associated with a lower risk of developing serious long-term health problems, including type 2 diabetes and obesity. Okay, so sleep is very important. How is screen time connected to our ability to get adequate time and quality of it? Maybe you've heard about blue light, and maybe about how you should avoid it. Maybe you know someone who uses those blue blocking glasses in hopes of getting better sleep after using screens at night. First, what is blue light? Blue light is a short wavelength, high energy part of the visible light spectrum that comes from the sun. and is also emitted by digital screens, smartphones, and LED lighting. Have any LED lights in your home? The largest source of blue light is the sun, and when it comes from this natural source, it can actually be beneficial by regulating sleep-wake cycles, synchronizing your body's circadian rhythm, and enhancing alertness and mood, improving focus and cognitive function. So we shouldn't be avoiding blue light altogether. But it has its detriments as well. Blue light disrupts your natural sleep-wake cycle known as the circadian rhythm by suppressing the production of the hormone melatonin. Melatonin is crucial because it signals your body that it's time to feel tired and prepare for sleep. How does this work? Well, in addition to the rods and cones that are responsible for regular vision, your eyes contain a third type of light-sensitive cell in the retina called intrinsically photosensitive retinal ganglion cells, or iPRGCs. These cells contain a light-sensitive protein called melanopsin, which is most sensitive to blue light, particularly at wavelengths around 480 nanometers. When blue light stimulates the melanopsin in iPRGC cells, they send signals to the brain's master clock, called the suprachiasmatic nucleus, or SCN. If you're getting vocabulary overload here, fear not. It's affecting me too. Remember, you can always read the blog at runningafever.com/433, which contains all of this so you can absorb it at your own pace. Anyway, then the SCN sends a message to the pineal gland, which is responsible for producing melatonin to suppress its release. This causes you to feel more awake and alert, even at night. Why is blue light so disruptive at night? For one thing, it mimics natural daylight. Your body uses blue light from the sun during the day as a signal to stay awake and alert. Exposure to artificial blue light at night effectively tricks your brain into thinking it's still daytime, which shifts your internal clock later. Also, it's more powerful than other light. Research by Harvard University showed that blue light suppresses melatonin for about twice as long as green light. This highlights its potent effect on your circadian rhythm. There is a high concentration in electronics. Many modern light sources, including LED screens on phones, computers, and tablets, emit a large amount of blue light. This is a major factor contributing to the rise in sleep problems. What are the consequences of melatonin suppression? Number 1, delayed sleep. You may find it difficult to fall asleep at your intended bedtime because your body doesn't receive the sleep signal from melatonin. Number 2, poor sleep quality. Melatonin suppression can reduce the amount of time you spend in deep restorative sleep. Number 3, impaired alertness. The delayed circadian rhythm can lead to daytime drowsiness, making it harder to wake up and feel alert the next day. Number 4, there are long-term health risks. Chronic disruption of the circadian rhythm is linked to a higher risk of various health problems, including type 2 diabetes, obesity, and cardiovascular issues. You can see from all this how important melatonin is and how blue light from artificial sources impairs its ability to do this important job, depriving us of all the benefits of a healthy sleep routine. Let's talk about sleep deprivation's impact on mood, memory, and cardiovascular health. This deprivation can significantly impair these important functions through its effects on brain function and essential restorative processes. A single night of poor sleep can alter emotional responses, while chronic sleep loss carries a higher risk for long-term health problems. The impact on mood includes increased negative emotions. Sleep-deprived individuals often report feeling more irritable, stressed, angry, and sad. This heightened emotional reactivity is linked to overactivity in the amygdala, the brain region that processes negative emotions. Another impact on mood is a reduced emotional resilience. When you're sleep deprived, even minor daily annoyances can feel overwhelming, reducing your ability to cope with stress. This happens partly because insufficient sleep interferes with the deep restorative sleep necessary for emotional regulation. And there are mood disorders caused by sleep deprivation. A lack of sleep is strongly associated with an increased risk of developing these disorders, such as depression and anxiety. Insomnia in particular is both a symptom and a predictor of these conditions. The impact of sleep deprivation on memory includes impaired encoding and consolidation. Sleep is essential for creating and strengthening memories. During sleep, your brain rehearses and integrates new information. Sleep deprivation disrupts this process, making it difficult to form new memories and leading to difficulties with both short-term and long-term recall. Another impact on memory is damage to the hippocampus. Brain imaging studies show that sleep deprivation can reduce activity in the hippocampus, a brain area critical for learning and memory formation. Chronic sleep loss can contribute to neurological damage in the region. Sleep loss impairs your ability to focus, react, and solve problems, which in turn hurts your overall memory and cognitive performance. This leads to slower reaction times and more mistakes on tasks that require attention. And because of the interruption in clearing out the toxin beta amyloid, which again is linked to Alzheimer's, bad sleep potentially increases the risk of memory disorders later in life. The impact of sleep deprivation on cardiovascular health includes the risk of high blood pressure, heart disease, and stroke due to the extra strain on your heart and blood vessels that comes with being awake. Chronic sleep loss elevates stress hormones like cortisol. The body's immune system also releases inflammatory markers, both of which are contributors to cardiovascular disease. Multiple studies show that habitually sleeping less than 6 hours per night are associated with higher incidence of heart attacks and strokes. Insufficient sleep can cause an irregular heartbeat, particularly for those with existing heart conditions. For example, a single night of poor sleep can increase the risk of atrial fibrillation, AFib, episodes. There are hormones that control appetite and metabolism, and sleep deprivation can disrupt their functions, leading, of course, to potential obesity, which can lead to heart disease. To summarize what we've been over so far, blue light from artificial sources like screens can interrupt sleep through impacting circadian rhythm, which makes you sleep less, which brings on all the harms of sleeplessness. This can literally kill you. So by now you may be in despair. Is there any solution for this? Well, we live in a digital world, and this is almost impossible to completely avoid. But I do have some tips for better sleep hygiene in this world. Some of this is going to be repetitive as it all relates to what we're after in this series, ways to better deal with technology for better help. First, create a digital curfew. Establish an off-limits time. Designate a consistent time each night to shut down all non-essential electronics. Experts recommend stopping screen time at least 1 hour before bed, ideally 2 to 3 hours. I sometimes fill this time with reading physical paper books to entertain and educate myself without the use of electronics. You can also use app timers. Many phones and smart devices have built-in features that let you set time limits for certain apps. Use these tools to automatically block distracting apps when your digital curfew begins. Some of them I found in the Google Play Store include the Time Timer app, Multi-Timer. Android has this function natively in the well-being and parental control settings, and I'm sure other smartphone systems have something similar. Second, make your bedroom a screen-free sanctuary. Charge devices elsewhere. Keep devices like your phone, tablet, and laptop out of the bedroom overnight by setting up a charging station in another room. This removes the temptation to scroll if you wake up during the night. You can use a traditional alarm clock. Relying on your phone as an alarm clock is a major reason people keep it close to their bed. Investing in a basic alarm clock is a simple, effective way to get your phone out of your bedroom. By the way, I use my phone for an alarm clock, but it's actually technically in a different room. It's in my master bathroom, which is just off the bedroom. But I can see the light reflected on the walls, but I don't see the light directly. So you can cover up screens. If you must keep a device in your room, cover or remove any electronic screens with bright displays, such as clocks or smart TVs. The slightest bit of light can disrupt your sleep. Third tip, optimize your tech settings and accessories. Activate night mode, night shift, or blue light filter setting. Activating this in the evening shifts the screen to warmer, more orange and yellow tones, which are less disruptive to melatonin production. You can wear blue light blocking glasses. Orange-tinted blue blocker glasses are specifically designed to filter out blue light before it reaches your eyes. This can be useful for individuals who must use a screen late in the evening. Also, turn down the brightness. Lowering your screen's brightness to the lowest comfortable setting can help minimize its stimulating effect on your brain. Fourth tip, use technology to your advantage. Use audio, not video. If you want to unwind with a podcast or audiobook, use your device's audio playback and turn the screen off. Many sleep-centric apps offer meditations, soundscapes, or bedtime stories designed to promote sleep without relying on a stimulating screen. Consider a smart lighting system. Smart bulbs can be programmed to fade gradually in the evening, mimicking a sunset to help your body prepare for sleep. In the morning, they can stimulate a gentle sunrise to ease you awake. You can also try a white noise machine. For some people, a source of steady, consistent sound can help mask disruptive noises and provide a soothing backdrop for sleep. A white noise machine offers this benefit without the added temptations of a smartphone screen. And by the way, I often use my Echo device with Alexa to play rain sounds. They have an ambient sounds section, and you can ask Alexa to play rain sounds, which is similar to white noise. Well, I've tried to end this on a positive note with some solutions to the problem of electronic screens, especially blue light, interrupting sleep. I want you to know I'm learning a lot from this series, as I always do from each episode I share with you. I hope you found it beneficial as well. There's a lot of information here and even more in my references, so you can review all this information in text form by going directly to the blog page at runningafever.com/433. Next time, we'll dig into the mental effects of excessive screen time in an episode called Digital Fog, What Screens Do to Your Brain. Until then, if you've got the fever, keep it burning, and if you don't, catch the fever, and I will see you next time on Running a Fever.